everybody, Ragiroth Enterprises here. Mortal Kombat 11 being announced, and the new fighting game always being announced. You know, there's always going to be leaks and rumors. Probably after Smash Brothers, I would say Mortal Kombat, or like maybe the Capcom fighting games like Street Fighter, Marvel vs. Capcom, are the ones notorious for getting a lot of leaks. Probably because they're, you know, the most well-known, popular fighting games of all time, I'd say, for the most part. Now, for those that have been following my channel for at least like maybe a year, when I first started talking about Mortal Kombat, one of the first videos I did was actually talking about multiple leaks that have surfaced, you know, kind of getting them all together of Mortal Kombat 11 being announced and what details of the game there are. I'm going to post that video at the end of this video, you know, in my other videos check out thing. The thing is, I don't really know how much stock to put in those. I think some of them are kind of maybe outdated or, you know, just made up at the time. Some of them, those haven't exactly been totally contradicted, so maybe keep an eye out on them. I won't really go into detail which ones. I would just check the video out for yourself and assess which ones you think are really worth it. I know one of them, like the one on GameFAQs, that one's definitely not, because that basically relied on us getting at E3 2018, which didn't happen, and I think the trailer description did not match at all. Though it was somewhat similar, it did not match. So now I wanted to talk about more recent leaks that have shown up since Mortal Kombat 11 has actually been announced, or at least when it was really close to being announced, like right before the VGAs. And I'm gonna show these in order from the ones I think are least likely to be true to most likely to be true. Some of the more ones later on are a little harder to assess in that regard, but I still want to talk about them anyway. The one I want to start off with that I think is the least likely to be true, it actually has a lot of good things going for it. In the leak itself, it actually, or the rumor itself, it actually has a lot of things that, you know, could definitely happen that have been contradicted, but there's one thing that I noticed that does kind of hurt it. That's kind of, you know, if you look past the actual like post about the leaks. So basically this one's probably been mentioned before, but it's, I think it was leaked on 4chan by a QA tester. They said that the game will have co-op adventure mode similar to Shaolin Monks, in addition to the regular NetherRealm Studio story mode. Liu Kang and Kitana preparing an army, and they're searching for some artifact or stone, maybe the Kamidogu. Shang Tsung and Reiko make a deal with Kotal Khan to provide security for our world, but both have their own agenda. Fujin, Noob, Reptile, Combat Kids, Frost, Rain are playable. Johnny Cage, Sonya, Kano, Baraka, Ferritor, Melina, and Goro are not playable. Reptile's back with a look similar to Shaolin Monks, a new Tarkhan character, and Shiva is in the story mode, but not playable. Now there's actually more details to this, but the problem is I tried looking for it and that 4chan post actually got deleted, so what I'm looking at is just kind of a summary of what they posted on GameFAQs. Now, here's the reason why I think this might not be true. All of that sounds totally plausible. Nothing is contradicted yet. However, the guy that posted this, he said, oh, you know, I'll answer questions and all that. And someone asked, are variations still in, or how do they work? And the guy said, variations are gone. And we kind of know that's not the case. Like, they're still in, they're customizable. We don't really know the full details of them, but we know they're still in. So that hurts his credibility a lot. I really wish I could show you the picture. I know I'm kind of just going off, you know, my word here. If you don't want to trust me, I get it. But I don't want this. Why would I want to lie about that? Because I actually, for the most part, really like this leak. I would like if these details were true. You know, it sounded really awesome when we first heard of it, so I would like it to be true. But like seeing that has kind of hurt its credibility for me. Again, maybe this was one detail I got wrong. I don't kind of like saying that, you know, if a leaker or whatever gets one little tiny detail wrong, that means they're not credible at all. But it's like, I feel like with all the leaks we've gotten from Mortal Kombat 11, we kind of have to like look and see what doesn't really match up to kind of, you know, because a lot of them say a lot of them say the same things. So we kind of just have to see what doesn't match up, I'd say. So this one I'm kind of ranking like not credible just because of that one big detail that he's saying that contradicts what we actually know. It sucks though, because that leak sounded pretty good. Okay, now here's another leak that came up, and I actually kind of going to rank this one and the next one that I'm going to mention are kind of about the same, funnily enough, because again, what they talk about the variations. So this one was on, I think on Reddit, and they say, Mortal Kombat 11 full roster leak gameplay and story details. I have sourced with intel on Mortal Kombat 11, including the full roster, gameplay notes, and story elements. I don't know everything about this game, and as such I do not know too much about MK11 in regards to when things get revealed, except for one you'll see down below. Quick warning, spoilers are in here. A few things may have changed since I received this info. This is absolutely everything I have to show. Gameplay details. Variations return, but fix the problem in MKX where most of the time only one variation was used the most, while the other two weren't really that touched. In MK11 it's fixed, and every variation now has a complete unique identity, with each having completely different specials, X-rays, stances, and visual differences. All three offer new and exciting ways to play a character. Tag team mode returns. Hierarchies replace quitalities. Ranked sets and the option to pick 2 characters in one chapter carry over from Injustice 2. This is the full roster, 31 characters. Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Liu Kang, Katana, Jade, Rain, Noob Saibot, Smoke, Reptile, Shang Tsung, Kung Lao, Fujin, Raicho, Li Mei, Frost, Serena, Kenshi, Kotal Kahn, Devora, Aaron Black, Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs, Takeda, Hongjin, New. Pre-order character is Shao Kahn. Details for new characters. I only have a name for one character, and that character is Jade's Mystery Woman, who is a new character in MK11. Her name is Oracle, and she can see both old and new timeline and wants to erase the current timeline. She is a major part of the story. Kano's son. I don't have much info on him other than he is part of the Red Dragon. Developers are keeping his info tight to the chest for his reveal down the road. Kotal Kahn has got a new first minister since the Four's betrayal in MKX. The description I was given to her mentions that she's a brutal fighter who was selected after she won a tournament put on by Kotal to find his new ally. She is a young human woman who uses a handful of weapons, primarily with bow stab, and can turn them into 2 mini sticks or 2 staffs or sticks. She wears similar clothing to Kotal. The last new character that's in MK11 is a new mystic-based character. He wears a black robe covering his entire body besides his mouth, feet, and hands. All the parts of his body shown are decomposing, showing bone. He was an old acquaintance of Quan Chi's from years ago and assists Dark Emperor Liu Kang and Dark Emperor's Katana. Funnily enough, that sounds kind of like Havoc. So, that one I think, a lot of it I feel like could happen, but again, the variations thing, it's not like totally off. It just doesn't incredibly match what's been said. At least it's saying variations are still in, so I guess there's that. I know the person's grammar kind of is a slight red flag. I don't really like to be like that. I know that's not, that's not the end-all be-all thing. They're probably typing this up fast, and people make mistakes. I make mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So that might not mean anything, but it's not, I wouldn't say it's 100% credible. Now here's another one that I think I saw come up on, I can't tell what website. I just saw someone post a picture of it on GameFAQs, like not really the site or anything. So here's what this one is. Not actually my comment. I saw another post this in another discussion and figured I'd spread it around. Believe me or don't, it really doesn't matter. I'm dumping this info I got here and will await the majority of it to be confirmed as true by the end of the year. I got this from a source that has ties to NRS since the days of Injustice 1 and got in touch with them through tourneys. Loot boxes are coming in Mortal Kombat, but with a twist. They will contain shaders for characters, easy fatality tokens, and rare classic fatalities. Won't be as shoehorned and necessary as with Injustice 2. Each character has 10 shaders and 1 classic finisher to unlock. The finishers are going to be extremely rare drops. Story contains minor elements borrowed from Deception and Armageddon, but is its own unique tale. Main plot is sort of like Mortal Kombat's take on Crisis on Infinite Earths and involves a cool gimmick. The cool gimmick is the return of all new variation system. For the newer characters, it works the same as MKX with 2 to choose from instead of 3. For pre-MKX characters, you get to choose between their new timeline versions or their old timeline versions. Both come with different attires and tweaked specials. Brutalities and stage fatalities are returning, as well as Harakiris. Towers from MK9 and MKX return. No fightable story NPCs like is seen in MKX, though it will have cutscene cameos. Some of the characters I have seen that are in the starting roster: Scorpion and Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Raiden, Shang Tsung, Noob Saibot, Cassie Cage, Takeda, and Frost. I've been told the characters that died in MKX will not be playable, so no Baraka, Melina, Quan Chi, or Shinnok. Base roster is planned to be 31 fighters, including extra pre-order bonus character, Shao Kahn. Only half of the 8 MKX newbies are returning, and the game will feature only 4 brand new characters. Post-launch content will be split into 2 seasons, each containing 5 characters, 2 costume packs, and a classic arena. There will again be 4 guest characters. There will be 10 base arenas total, not including DLC arenas, and 4 of them are returning classics: the Living Forest, Wasteland, the Pit, and the Deadpool. The boss of this game is a series first, a female antagonist. Mortal Kombat 9 will be made backwards compatible on the new Xbox on the Xbox One around the time of MK11's release. There will be a mobile game and a comic to coincide with MK11's release in spring 2019. The comic will feature the Red Dragon as the main villains. Mobile game will take cues from Injustice 2 Mobile, replacing cards through challenges with collecting a certain number of character shards to unlock characters. Quest mode and Relic Hunt will return as a new faction wars / arena style mode and Injustice 2 Mobile style mode released chapter by chapter. Credit to Spoiler Ninja, figured it'd help spread the word. Okay, so a lot to say with that one. Now I think there is a lot that does seem plausible. There is a couple contradictions that I'm just noticing now. First of all, again, like the variation system, like yeah, it's not. At least it's saying there is variations. It doesn't sound exactly like what we heard. So that kind of hurts it a bit. But again, I know we can't really say for sure until we see it in full effect. Secondly, I guess again his grammar, again not a huge deal. I did notice that he said there's the seasons will be 5 characters each, and I think it was recently confirmed that there will be 6 DLC characters, at least at first. So that doesn't really entirely make up unless the GameStop thing, unless that other thing is counting Shao Kahn in that 6. I don't think that sounds right though. And then also I think he mentioned the new comic. However, I think, and I could be wrong about this, I think I can maybe get a picture of this post, that Sean Kittleson confirmed, the writer of the MKX comics, that there won't be a Mortal Kombat 11 comic, but the MKX comics will still matter. So that kind of also hurts him too, if that's true. Again, I'll try to double check with that. So yeah, like plausible, but it's some things that are actually hurting that one, maybe even more than the former that I'm just noticing right now. So now I feel like we're kind of going into more, probably the more likely territory of leaks. So now the reason this next one automatically kind of has some credibility is because it is leaked none other than our boy Vergaben, someone that he's come up a lot of times on my channel with fighting games. He's known for being right a lot of times, but also wrong some of the times. With Smash Bros, he was mostly hitting it out of the park. I know some things he had sort of wrong. I mean, I know with first DLC character he was wrong, and a lot of people were wrong with that. But even then, it's always still at least worth looking at what he says. So I don't know where this was posted. I guess it was probably posted on Reddit. That's where usually Vergaben tends to post. I feel like his kind of big info drops. Apparently, he has the full roster, and at least I guess who the 6 DLC characters are. And they are, well, the base roster is Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Raiden, Liu Kang, Katana, Jade, Rain, Noob Saibot, Smoke, Reptile, Shang Tsung, Hong Lao, Fujin, Bo' Rai Cho, Li Mei, Frost, Serena, Kenshi, Kotal Khan, Devora, Aaron Black, Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs, Takeda, Hong Jin, and Onaga. New characters are Oracle, Kano's son, Kotal Khan's new First Minister, and a Mystic character. Pre-order Shao Kahn. DLC characters are Reiko, Vorpax, Chameleon, Sindel, Nightwolf, and Sector. Reading these out now, this actually lines up with the kind of that, not the previous leak, but the one before that with the 6 DLC characters. And actually, I think basically the same thing that's saying the new characters. And I think they even have the list of the characters in about the same order. So both of those could be the most credible leaks, actually, to be honest. Here's the few things that kind of just hurt it for me, because again, I know Vergaben's not always right. This one less so. As much as I want Onaga back, I do have a hard... It does seem weird that he'd be the main villain when we have all this time stuff going on, and I thought maybe that new female would be the main villain. However, she might not be the new main villain, it might just be a very big central character. So Onaga could still be the big bad, or maybe she's the big bad and Onaga's like the sub-boss. I mean, I think he's been the sub-boss in Mortal Kombat Armageddon technically, so that could still happen. That less so, but I would say, well, I guess the 6 DLC characters I raise an eyebrow just because it seems like, why would they decrease the amount of DLC characters so much? Usually they only seem to increase the DLC characters. However, what I personally think, it's probably just the first season. Maybe they only have the first season decided because it's going to be kind of, they either come in 3s or 4s. I think they've never come in 6s before, so that probably means there's going to be 12. Well, I guess 13 if you want to count Shao Kahn. But I feel like the one big eyebrow raise, the 2 of the DLC characters is Vorpax and the fact there's no guest characters. And for those wondering who the hell is Vorpax, apparently she's a character from Mortal Kombat Conquest. Yeah, she's from Mortal Kombat Conquest, like the live-action TV show from like the 90s. So that's definitely a out there pull. Apparently, I think she's owned by like Threshold Studios or whatever. So I guess technically she'd be a guest character. I guess if she were to be in, she would be kind of like the Scarlet or Tremor of the DLC picks, because they're kind of like the character that has existed but hasn't properly been playable. Existed in some form, I guess I should say, because Scarlet was like a rumor or something, basically brought to life. I mean, granted they probably revamp her a lot. She doesn't seem that interesting to me. I mean, I watched the show like a little bit. I mean, I was a little kid when it came on. I always kind of wanted to watch it more, like find it on DVD or something. But so like I both could see it happening and could not, just because it's like it is like that weird like out there choice. It's not really a guest character, but still a Mortal Kombat character. And I do find it really weird there's no guest characters. I guess maybe they'd be saving them for the second season pass. Like, and I like that lineup. I really want Spawn. Like, come on. Like, you know, you don't have to put that many guest characters. Give me like Spawn and like Pennywise and I'm good. So that's the only thing that's kind of eyebrow raising to me. I mean, I'd be thrilled that like Reiko came back along with like Sector, and I like Sindel and Nightwolf as well. And Chameleon also, actually. But I know Vergaben, like, I feel like he's gotten DLC. That's like a thing he's probably known more for getting wrong, is the DLC lineup. So I could maybe see the DLC being from a bad source, or maybe the base roster being from a good source. Because if you notice, the other guy that says a lot of the same things that Bergman said, he didn't say anything about the DLC characters. So maybe like all his stuff was from like a more concrete source, and Bergman's DLC stuff is from a not so great source. If that is true, I would be thrilled with the base roster. I'd be a little upset that Cabal and Havoc don't come back, and that I'm losing Tremor, I'm not getting Scarlet back, I'm also losing Ermac and Melina, even though at this point I'm kind of expecting Melina not to make it. So yeah, let's take a look at one or two more leaks. Alright, so this one doesn't have too many roster details, but is basically legit just because it's from an actual retailer. It's from an Italian GameStop, you know, because us Italians just love leaking stuff. Basically they said Mortal Kombat is back and more fit than ever in the new and fantastic evolution of the iconic title. Now you can customize the variants of your fighters down to the smallest detail, gaining unprecedented control over the aesthetics of the characters. New graphic engine renders in the smallest details every crushed skull and torn heart, immersing yourself completely in the action of those bloody scenes. In action, the new list of fighters includes unpublished characters and the classics of the series. I'm guessing unpublished means new. Protagonists of fantastic movies in the story mode of the epic saga that's been going on for more than 25 years. Yeah, I think it's just a weird translation. Unpublished probably just means new. New game engine with even more bloody and bloody scenes. New personalization system with clothes, accessories, and movesets never seen before. New fatality, as well as a new Gore-Tex system. Tell it's a trademark word because it's capitals in both starts. System to make performance even more brutal. Very strong multiplayer component entirely oriented toward esports. Personalization systems. Daily news, constantly update rewards, and improved matchmaking. Additional contents. The premium edition includes Steel Case, Combat Pass, 6 characters, and 6 Battle Pass. So that last part is kind of what makes me think that the Vergaben one and that other one might have some credibility, and that other one with like the kind of the big chunk, you know, that big post with saying 5 DLC characters is probably wrong. I think that because especially I think most of us kind of thought they would, you know, if they were going to announce DLC characters, it would just be like all one big season, not just like 5 or 6 together. And they even have this like fresh new picture of Shao Kahn that got leaked. Looks pretty awesome. Looks a lot more samurai-ish. I don't know how to totally feel about the outfit. I kind of like, you know, the mask better in this one than the trailer one, though. I guess it's like I kind of just... He does just so more like a traditional samurai now, but either way, it looks cool. Sure, you know, it sounds like you can customize them anyway, so what's the big deal? This one obviously is definitely credible. I know there's not really full, you know, we're not hearing all these characters in the game and stuff, but I mean, it's from a retailer, and this happens all the time, especially when it's like... I notice especially with like non-American ones, not that I'm saying, you know, not hating on any other countries, I'm just saying it happens a lot with like, you know, retailers outside of America. So now, this last leak kind of just came up recently. And by recently, I mean like the last night before I recorded this. So this one was actually on Reddit, and this is about a particular guest DLC character, I'm assuming, that could be in the game. So there was a Reddit AMA, I guess it's like when famous people answer questions on Reddit. And there's one by Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn. And he said, "I'm Todd McFarlane, co-creator of Venom. Ask me anything." And one person asked, "Will you please let Spawn be in Mortal Kombat 11? And Todd McFarlane responded by saying, "I believe he's on his way." Todd, don't f*** me. This is probably the most... Well, first of all, this is from the creator of Spawn himself. And this is like probably the most confident answer he's ever given about being in a, I think, a more, you know, a NetherRealm Studios fighting game. I feel like all his answers before were like, you know, oh, you know, yeah, when, you know, his new movie's coming, yeah, we'll put him in a game. Or, you know, saying, you know, I know he flat out said no to Injustice 2, even though it was way before Injustice 2 came out. This is probably the most confident answer leading to saying yes that he's ever said, which definitely gets me excited because, as you know, with me and Marking's channel, you know, we love Spawn. It's something we constantly ask for to be in a Mortal Kombat game or Injustice 2 game. We were severely disappointed he wasn't in Injustice 2. He really needs to be in the game this time. Like, the game is M-rated, so I don't want to hear it with that. His movie is probably much closer to coming out than it was when MKX was out. So I feel like the stars are finally aligning for Spawn to being in. I'd like to say that at least. Not to mention he's becoming more of a horror character now, and it seems like Mortal Kombat just loves to play horror characters, so you're kind of killing two birds with one stone there. So I really hope that's true. I just kind of give that some credibility just because it's from the creator himself, and it's definitely him. So yeah, I didn't really know where to put that one. I figured since it was so recently. Alright, so even though I kind of finished recording the video and talking about all the leaks I wanted to, there were actually a couple that popped up like after I already recorded this video, and I guess they both seemed kind of credible, so that's why I kind of wanted to mention them. One was actually another retail leak, was from Best Buy, and mentions that Sub-Zero and Liu Kang are in the game. I think this is legit for two reasons. Because first of all, you know, usually retail leaks are legit, and secondly, it's Sub-Zero and Liu Kang. You know, I think we all basically knew they were going to be in the game. You know, woohoo! So that's probably real. Not really that excited about it. You know, not that I hate Sub-Zero and Liu Kang, but just, you know, not really exciting characters for me. But nothing totally shocking. So yeah, that's probably true. And another kind of bigger one that came out recently is apparently there were like these pictures of these emails, possibly from between the marketing team of the game, talking about, like, I guess, you know, first of all, this was actually before the VGAs actually happened. They talked about things being revealed to VGAs, like the trailer and Shao Kahn and all that. So that made it seem legit, and then it's talking about some stuff that they're going to reveal at the January 17th event, and it mentions like talking about modes and like these fatal blows and all this stuff. I'm sorry I'm not really going into details of this one just because you kind of just want to mention this. I'm sure there's information about it everywhere now, like videos and stuff, and it does mention like I think there's a new character named Garrus or something like that. It might be like the lady in the trailer, the Time Lady. There's gonna be a trailer for that character. And then that Sonya Blade is coming back, and Ronda Rousey is going to be voicing her. Now, I really would kind of like this one, even though I kind of think it's legit. I would kind of like it to be fake because I really don't know why Sonya has to come back again. Like, I don't know why she can't just sit a game out. Like, she's just so boring and overused at this point. Like, I know she's a classic character, but it's just like... I mean, I think that's cool Ronda Rousey would be voicing her, but it just... why can't we get why can't she voice like Cassie? That's the other thing with Sonya, because Cassie's probably gonna be back and it's just gonna make it so redundant. It's like, ugh. But it also has the box of like possibly what the box art looks like. And while I don't think it looks like, it doesn't look like to me something NetherRealm would do. It is possibly an early concept of it, so that's why it, you know, it's like, yeah, I'm like, oh, it probably means it's fake, but I'm like, oh, if this is an early concept, that doesn't necessarily mean it's fake. So, yeah, like, if the only two character reveals were Garrus and Sonya, that would be, in my opinion, very disappointing. I really think they really need to know at this point that the things that are going to get the most hype are characters that weren't in Mortal Kombat X, that, like, either were missing from MK9 or requested 3D era characters that just didn't make it in, like Noob, Jade, Fujin, Rain, all them. Like, I don't know why they don't know at this point this is what, you know, really sucked people in. And granted, you know, this leak could be true and we could get some of that, but because in the emails it doesn't mention any of them, it does kind of make me a little hesitant that, you know, like all we may be getting is the reveal, just the general gameplay, how the game will work, some of the features, and then we'd only get like Sonya, Garrus, and maybe like, I guess, Sub-Zero because he's Sub-Zero, which I'm sure would be great because I'm sure the game will look great in action. That'll be exciting. But, you know, as I've said before, you know, one of my main issues with Mortal Kombat X is the roster, and I apologize if my camera's going out of focus for some random reason. I just want to see like characters that I love that weren't in MKX. And granted, we're kind of already getting it with Shao Kahn. I'm really happy Shao Kahn's back, but it's like, come on. Like, I know there's more than that. I know it is just the first event of the game, but the game also isn't that far away. and you'd think that, you know, they could kind of go a little more, show a little bit more than like maybe 2 or 3 more characters. But yeah, I kind of just want to throw in my few cents about these leaks, because they do kind of seem legit, and, you know, I feel like they were at least worth talking about. You know, again, you got to take it with a grain of salt. I'm kind of hoping, unlike, you know, a lot of the other ones I mentioned, that one's actually fake. But, like, you know, let's be real. Usually, if we don't want it to be true, it usually is true. Sorry if that video is kind of long. I just kind of don't want to gather all of the leaks and rumors in one video, because I feel like people are just, you know, find one and focus on that one, and, you know, we don't really, I think, look and assess these all and see what ones may be the most credible. I guess that's like, you know, a lot of the Mortal Kombat people might not be used to all the Smash Bros leaks and kind of seeing how we got, you know, have to look at them. So I understand. Always take it with a grain of salt. We don't know if they're entirely true or not. Some of them are looking likely, and I know a lot of them, for me at least, have a lot of good info, a lot of characters I want to come back. Obviously Spawn, a lot of it has like a lot of things I want, so I'm like full bias on a lot of them. But again, I still have to realize, you know, we don't know entirely yet. I think we'll probably have a better idea of maybe which one of these is right, maybe on January 17th when we get the community reveal. And like, if your favorite character isn't in the game, you know, first of all, or isn't any of the leaks, don't totally fret yet. I mean, again, they're leaks, they could be wrong, and it's like, even if they're not, there's always still more DLC. And it's like, you know, obviously this isn't the best case scenario, but like, if they don't make it in this game, or if they don't come back or make it in this game, it doesn't mean they're gone from Mortal Kombat forever. I mean, I lost a lot of characters in Mortal Kombat X, and if some of these leaks are true, I might be getting them back. So, you know, it's unfortunately an annoying pendulum swing with these games, but it doesn't mean they're gone forever. So I think that's about it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you think any of these leaks are real? Do you want them to be real? Yada yada yada. Like the video if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it. It's a free country. Don't forget to check out my friend Mark Union in the description below. And as I always say, another time, another place. Keep being awesome.